Hello. All right, I am ready to get a bit of work done today. I mean, at least that's the plan. We'll see if it actually happens that way. You know how things go. Sometimes they don't work out the way you plan. Oops. I've used this image as a getting started thing before. I haven't had time to do good illustrations in a while, so figured it'd still be nice to use some, even if I've used them before already. I think that's okay. All right, so today, let's see here. What's what? I have kind of two things to work on. One, I want to finish editing a script here for manipulating pattern documents. And then the other thing I want to do is finish up the first pass of my design work for new furniture. So those are the two things for the day. I think that should be pretty good. Yeah, just got to clear my desk here. I don't have a ton of desk real estate when I'm streaming, so gotta work with what I have. Hopefully the ambient noise from outside my apartment isn't too bad. I want to try cool the place down a little bit right now. It is quite warm, actually. So, okay. What's the deal right now? I've got a work in progress script where I take in this here docx file. I can turn into things are just going to be a bit noisy. I think people can still hear me, right? Talking into the mic. I think things are good. All right. So, yeah, what am I doing? Okay, so basically, I have this function here that takes a .docx file name and turns it into an HTML string, which I then further parse into hiccup data structures. So if I look here, I've got it in my REPL already. This is how did I do this? Oh yeah. This is a sequence of paragraph elements parsed out from the docx file here. So you can actually open, oops, that's not what I meant to do. You can actually open docx files if they're not encrypted or password protected or anything like that, and you can look into the different bits of data. There, I guess, a docx file, I guess, is like a zipped file or something like that. I don't know the details. All I know is I tried to open it in Emacs, and then it gives me this menu here to select from files within the docx file itself. So there's JPEGs embedded in there. All kinds of different things here. None of that matters too much. The thing that matters most here is the word/document.xml. If I open that in particular, it's a strange well, it's an XML markup structure here with all kinds of stuff in there. And so the actual text of the document is what I need, along with a little bit of the markup. But this is needlessly complicated. So if I just, oops, kill it anyway. So instead, I can use this here, which uses pandoc to convert the file into an HTML file, which I immediately read in again into my program and turn it into Hiccup, and then start doing some manipulation on it. So I've got a few things in place here. The first one is Normalize Headings. So the documents I receive have a few different format inconsistencies. Sometimes the user bolds headings, sometimes they use proper headings, sometimes they don't. So I basically split a document up based on a few different ideas here. I use Clojure core match to detect if I have a paragraph tag wrapping a small thing that starts with the word step or fabric or cutting for different headings here. Fabric requirements, cutting instructions, those are specific headings that always exist in the document. The word step always refers to, so step 1, step 2, step 3, and so on. And then additionally, there are situations where there's headings that are indicated by bolded paragraphs or underlined paragraphs. And all I do is just normalize all of those different heading indications from the original document into H2 header 2 size tags. So I run that. So if I have B here is the base tag here. So this here, this first heading, for example, is a paragraph with a strong. If I run map normalize heading over B, if I quickly scrub through this here, that first thing is turned into H2, cutting instructions is turned into H2, and so on. So then I can use that to quickly detect now any heading after normalizing it will be only the H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So it's an easy predicate there. It just matches any of those things. And I can use heading to partition the entire sequence by heading and all of the content. So I can split things into segments, and then I can map things into segment maps. And so I believe I've already done that. I've got, let's define D. These are just temporary things as I work through the structure in the REPL. I want to make D the results of running segment on C. That should work for me. So if I take first off of D, I have now a map that is the heading for the very beginning of the document here. 4 points is the name of this pattern. And then the content is just a sequence of paragraph tags here. So if I take the second of D, it's going to be the fabric requirements section, and its content is going to have a different render output, and basically there's a few different things I need to split out. And what I want to do is have this as a script that runs given a document and generates automatically a basis for projects. So there will be two files. There will be the doc file, and then there will be the figures file. The doc file is going to have a few things formatted automatically so that I don't have to do as much manual work. Likewise, the figure section will also have its own set of work. So the script is basically a pre-process thing that generates the basis for the project, and then I manually edit a few things here and there. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm in the middle of creating this def multi here that builds a segment according to different needs. So if I run build segment on first of D, it creates a def. It defines 4 points to be this particular structure. And at this point, the idea here is I spit that into a file, and that file gets included in the base project, and I can render it out using Clojure script and Figwheel. And manually edit things from that point on. So, excuse me. So the next little step I would like to figure out is right. What I would like to do is figure out this kind of stuff. So the generic thing here will be, what am I saying? The build segment default, I want to have a few bits of logic built in. I want it to search for any figure, see if there's any figures called in the section. And if there are figures, I want to put in a def to the, I want to put a reference into the figure definition so that it, when I render the document, it automatically renders that figure in. So to do that, I have to, well, let's see. I realize I need some coffee, and I poured it, but it's over there. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I would like to do is produce well, let's take a sample here. First, let's do nth from D. Yeah, okay, so let's step sample is nth D3. So now I've got steps. Oh, excuse me. Step sample is this set of things. So I can create a stub segment that So let's have a look at the content here and just describe the things that need to change. So first off, I have here this paragraph that has the word figure 1 in it. I essentially want to replace, actually there's two things I want to replace. This paragraph with an image tag in it and this paragraph with a figure. Both of those can disappear and be replaced with the basically this figure -01, which is defined elsewhere, but is pulled in to the is referenced in the namespace and stuff like that. So that's pretty easy to do, or theoretically that's easy to do. So we can filter, we can make a little predicate here. That's an image. Whoop. So I'm gonna, just for now, well, let's make a, since I'm using core match a lot here, let's make a core match situation here. So match the vector v for the possibilities like this. It's either going to be p with an image tag nested inside with anything I don't care, and if that's there, it returns true. The other possibility is an image tag directly with anything, true, else false, and I think that'll work. So let's take here, let's just be lazy and image this true. Let's do one more thing. Let's undo the p, we'll unwrap it by one layer basically. That should also be true, and that should be good enough for now. If it's not, we can always change the predicate, not a big deal. Oh. Let's just thinking how I should like get better at promoting my stream, and I'm trying to, let's see here. All right. One second, just trying to type. Okay. Let's see if that works. All right, cool. Cool. I'm gonna assume that that's fine. Right, so where was I? Oh yeah, so basically what I want to do here is if I see an image tag, I want to just remove it from the sequence of content. So that's pretty simple. And then if I want to do a figure, what I want to do is replace it with the call to that particular figure item. So those are pretty straightforward. So how can I do this? I think where's the right spot to do this, right? So I want to do it inside this def method, build segment. Right now, so I'm destructuring things here with heading and content. What I can do before I do this is actually let's try to build a little thread macro here. I think thread last probably. So we're going to transform the content, which is just going to be a sequence of hiccup data structures. Pretty much all of them are going to be paragraph tags. So first thing I want to do is filter on complement of image, which is this here. So that'll remove any image tags, just get rid of them completely. It should anyway. Then I would like to just thinking for a second here. I think actually what might be smart, I'm realizing I can actually do this not in the segment level, but on the pre-process level, where I'm getting a little scattered here with my methodology. So well, okay, so normalize heading. Well, let's just right away do this. I'll keep the predicate. I don't really need it though. What I can do is actually remove image. So all I need to do is, so I'm given a vector, which is going to be a hiccup data structure. If it's this, I want to return nil. If it's this image tag, I want to return nil. Any other case, I just want to return the vector. So using these things, I can build a pre-process or normalize, or I don't know. It's a little the nomenclature I should work on, but I'm going to take the sequence here at this point, and I'm going to map normalize heading, and then immediately map remove image. And there will probably be one more pre-process that I do, and that's actually just going to be give me 1 second to think about this. So I have this. I can change this again. Let's try to replace this figure thing with a version of it that's using core match. Just core match I have to get used to using, figure out when it makes sense and when it doesn't. So this is a good work in progress. So what I've done here, I've just manually broken down. This expects a key and content And so what I want to take is if the first of content is just a string, I want to convert the string to lowercase and check if it starts with figure. But I can kind of achieve the same thing if I build this match to take, it's got to be a paragraph and it can be anything with a certain guard. Wait, let's check that I'm actually doing this right. It's this structure here. It's this exact thing. Let's check. But instead of starting with the word step, I want it to start with the word figure. So the obvious, well, maybe it's not obvious, but an issue with how I'm doing these sorts of things, else false. These particular matches and stuff could be a little bit brittle to changes in how the document is written. So in this particular document's case, it's true that figures, actually, interesting. Figure 2 exists. Okay. My point is, formatting can mess up matching for figures, right? So I think actually this is going to be incorrect here. There's going to be an error where figure 2 doesn't show up in the list of figures. So let's see here. I have a helper figure list function. So what I want to do is run that over C. So it only detects figures 1 and figure 1 and figure 3. So let's have a quick peek at C here and see what's wrong with figure 2. We have this situation here where the string so this gets eliminated because I'm removing the image tag, right? And well, it's also the case that well, let's add that into the core match just to handle this case, and I don't care if it's a little bit brittle. It's just it's at least it's a skeleton. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? I can always, since this is just a script element, I can always work on it and improve it later. So where was I working on this? This, by the way, I should leave it at least in a working state. There. I am trying to handle the situation that is, oh yes, here we are. So this, don't need it. All right, we have here another situation where I have a structure that looks like this. Image, any. All right, let's see now, since I've changed the figure. There we go. So now I successfully detect all 3 figures, which is a good thing, because I need that to make the figure definition stubs and save it to a file. So I'll show that later, but at least I've got something kind of working. It definitely isn't perfect because, well, it's a little messy, but it'll be okay for now. I don't know why I closed that. That's a little silly. I'm going to clean this up just a bit. split. Right, so predicates. Transforms. Code generators. Let's go with that. That's okay. And then here, of course, we've got CLI, which is definitely not complete yet. Okay. Scripting, HTML to Eden, doc to, yeah, that's good. Oh, let's, oh, that's gonna be a messy thing. Namespace, there we go. So what's actually gonna, there's gonna be one little, let's actually, I don't love this idea, but let's, well, let's do this. Fixed figures. Okay, so this one is going to be, it's going to use the idea that I had here. I'm going to get rid of this, put it in here. So what I'm, oh, ugh, that's annoying. Come on. There we go. Where am I at here? Yep. So this fixed figures is going to detect any time where this situation happens, where the figure is just mashed in line with the image, which can happen easily by accident. It's not anyone's fault. It's just related to how these images are placed inside the document as the user is creating it. So that's okay. So fixed figures is going to run, it's going to replace this particular output with the setup here. So in this situation, I know for a fact that the first thing is a paragraph tag. I need to drop the second item, which is going to be this image tag, and I can keep the last. So I can do this. Last VP. So that is what happened. Oh, I do have to wrap this, of course, in a match V. Oop. This is hard to read, but it's okay for now. So fixed figures, right, should help here. If I normalize the headings, map fixed figures, and then remove image. You know, actually I should keep it singular because it works on just a single thing. I also need a else V so that it doesn't return nils all over the place. So if I run fix figure and then I run remove image, it should protect, it should have no issues protecting the situation where it won't accidentally eliminate figures, at least according to the particular cases I've discovered in this document. Obviously, it's not necessarily going to be perfect, but now this becomes easier to detect the figures again, and that leads me back into trying to figure out how I can perform this segment transform, which will require, now I can edit content a little bit by replacing, oh no, again, I can probably do it in the normalize again. So fix figure, remove image, I can fix figure and do defen replace figure V. So now I can use this. Okay. So this figure I need to do this transform, basically. I don't know if I love this approach, but let's roll with it and see if we get, if things are helpful or if they're not. Okay, so here I need to map format. And then map symbol. Otherwise, just return V. I have no idea if this is going to work. We will see. Oop. Unable to resolve S in this context. Yes, of course, I want to do V, and I don't need to filter it by that because it's going to match this filter in this situation. So no issue there. All right. That does compile. Well, let's see what happens. Fix figure. Map replace figure. All right, let's see if I can run this pre-process. So B is going to be a correct indicator. B is the kind of thing that I want to put into the pre-process, and let's see if it works. Ooh, kinda, but not quite. So so things were working fine through the sequence up until I hit the need to replace the figure. No conversion to symbol. Well, let's see what's going on here. Fig dash percent O2D. I think I might have incorrectly formatted symbol that. Oh, do I have to map? Oh. Okay. I don't need to map any of this stuff. This is just a single element, right? So I can do this instead. Read string. Format. And then symbol. Let's try that. Hey, there we go. Now we have to see if it actually replaces the figure calls correctly. So figure 2 looks correct in here. Figure 1 looks correct there. Ooh, we do need to filter out nils as well, so that should be fine. So let's do that at the end here. Filter complement nil. Did I do that right? I think so. Let's see. It's good so far. Right, so now let's try to run preprocess B does all those things, and if I do segment that, oh, is it, if I count, let's count that, 11 segments, which I happen to know is correct based on, I counted it earlier. Okay, so we're headed in the right direction. I'm gonna go to the bathroom for a minute. I'll be right back. There we go. Okay, back to reality. So, the next thing to do. I like this idea actually. This is probably going to work reasonably well in my favor here, where I do have a normalizing step and a code generation step. This figure list now will actually, it can actually be different. Right, let's do, so this figure list. I don't know when I want to run this, so I'm just trying to think. You know what? Let's run it right after the pre-process. So here, right? Pre-process B. Let's def C as that. So then if I run figure list on C, okay. Oh, right. So here, at this point, actually, this figure list, yeah, it works. It can just pull the symbols directly. Let's just be a little bit safe with it, though. Let's map string onto that. That should turn them into strings, yeah. And if we do no. Let's make this filter just a little bit better. Let's do and symbol and starts with fig. String starts with fig. String hash. That should work, right? Let's see if it does. This should, no. Oh, it starts with, ooh. Did this in the wrong order. All right, that's, oh, come on. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so using the figure list, I can generate a figures file where I create actually, so let's we may as well do this. There's no reason not to. I maybe this is a silly way to do it, but it should work at least, right? So if I create a figure list, boom, 1, 2, 3, then this should work just the same as it ever was. Okay, so that's good. I mean, it's maybe a little, maybe it's kind of silly, but that should be okay, right? I think so. So using that figure list with a figure stub and a generate figures file, here I basically want to do the same thing but with the segments as the deliverable from the rest of it. So segment stub, build segment default. So basically all I need here, so at this point figures are handled, the references are put in automatically. That should be fine. There's only 2 sections that are distinct if I think about this. So let's actually map heading from segment C. Right, so we've got all of these are generic. They'll work with default just fine. I will probably want to add some little logic into default later, but for right now that's okay. Here, actually there's 2 things I want to do before. Let's here. I want to just add a little thing here, string slash replace from the string, the match, and the replacement. So there's the string. The match is going to be colon, and the replacement's going to be nothing. String slash yeah, this is a fine way to do it. That's just a subtle change, and that should work now. Yeah, I just eliminated the colons on there. Stylistic, but that I like that better, so that's how I do it. Okay. Okay. Right. So these are the 2 here. Fabric requirements and cutting instructions are special cases. So I need to build a case for those where, since I'm dispatching on heading, I can dispatch on the string like this. I think that'll work. And we do the same here. Keys, heading, content, and we alias it as M just in case. Okay, so using that, I should, if I run build segment, build segment over segment of C, here I see whip has completely replaced the fabric requirements, which is precisely what I wanted. So that's good. Now, if I just pull, let's do second segment C. Now we've got def fabric okay, fabric is this map with this content. So this dispatch is working. And the content here is just a sequence of paragraphs. And now for a moment I want to go up to here and see what's what. Okay, so here, fabric requirements. Okay, so here, basically what I want to pass into, I basically need to do this. I need to make this thing here. Which should be pretty okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now segment transforms. Here we are. So I basically want the output of the fabric requirements segment to be this is maybe a little harder than maybe a little more involved than just making this. Also, I've noticed something. If I take nth segment C, the third. Oh no, we're good. I was looking at the wrong thing here. Fabric requirements is straightforward in this case. Okay. So let's continue with this transform just to get something in place. I'm just wondering about what is actually the best way to define this segment stub thing here in a way that gives me what I need. Gotta think about this. Just have to be a little bit careful with how I actually approach this is all. Let's make my life a little easier here. Go like this. There's the REPL. We're good there. And now this. All right, we're looking okay. So in the previous design doc that I made here, this entire component here is built up of a few different parts with a few different functions built in. So the functions are all up here, and I don't want to, I'm going to assume those are available in a library independently. So I don't have to generate that code. That code exists already. So let's just split it for there for a minute. So the focus is going to be on these segments. Yeah. On this stuff here. Hey, Cobra, I'm slacking? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't stream on Wednesdays. I need days where I focus on other things. I do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's 4 days a week. And I take Wednesday off from streaming and weekends off entirely. Promise you I'm not slacking though. I guess you hadn't, maybe I didn't say that on stream when you had been watching. But that's a normal schedule. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, that's my typical schedule. And obviously if sometimes I try to let people know beforehand, but like there are times where I can't stream a normal schedule for whatever reason. Like for example, next month I'll probably have to take a week off. Oh, did I say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday? I meant Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and I take Wednesday off. I misspoke. That's my bad. The middle day of the week, I do not stream. So I'm on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Sorry if I said that wrong. My bad. Middle day of the week is Thursday. Wait, is it? No. Middle day of the work week. And I guess I don't know if middle day of the work week. That's all I mean. I don't know when you personally count the start of a week, if you count it on Monday or count it on Sunday. But yeah, you're right. That would change the middle day. Let's see. Right, so this preprocessor I'm working on, I need to get that sorted. Yeah, no, I mean, everyone's got those days in the week. I only mean some people say the new week is starting on a Monday, but some people say, I think, the new week starts on Sunday, which would change what the middle day is considered, is all I'm saying, right? Am I making sense? Does that make sense? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So 1, 2, 3. No, Wednesday's still the same. But if I do this, 1, 2, 3. Thursday's the middle if you start the week on Monday versus starting the week on Sunday. Wednesday's the middle. Anyway, it's not important. I don't stream on Wednesdays. The new week is when we take over the world. Are you like Pinky from Pinky and the Brain? What are we going to do today? Same thing we do every day. Try to take over the world. All right. I'm not here to take over the world. I'm here to try and make my code work. All right, here I'm stuck with this. And I want to try get something going. No, I keep doing that. That's not what I mean to do. Here we go. Okay. Let's do this. Defen fabrics stub. And that's going to take in a vector of strings. So all I need to do here You're really getting the hang of Vim? Pretty much a professional now? Well, that was quick. That was quick. That's great. Good for you. All right. Gotta quote this, def, unquote. Oh, actually, I can leave it like this, yeah. Def fabrics. I think that'll work. Let's do fabrics stub. Let's pass in. Let's only test it with 2. A, B, B, B. Oh, right, I have to change that just a bit. When you navigate in Vim, do you use the arrow keys or do you use the home row like HJKL keys? This stub here, I need to, how did I do this last time? Oh, that's right. It's like that. Unquote, quote. Oh, I don't even have to wrap it in a list, as it turns out. Use the arrows. You're not that advanced. You don't know if you want to try Java on Vim though. Python's fine. Java it'll be hell. Why is that? What's the difference? Just the sheer amount of extra stuff you have to write with Java, or something different? Because I bet there are Java programmers who use Vim. A lot more syntax in Java. Yeah, that is fair. That is definitely fair. I would imagine. There's probably people who do that. Configure Vi for Java app development. Method fold. It looks like there's a bunch of things you can install in your Vim scripts and stuff like that that could help you out if you want to. I mean, if you don't want to, no pressure, right? Of course. Probably Java users end up in might do what Mike said and use IntelliJ, but only for Java. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do too. I think it's not a bad idea to use Vim for Python, like you say, and then Java has its own sort of dedicated programming environment. I think that's pretty smart. Oh, excuse me. You can't go wrong with that. Cannot go wrong. Okay, this code generating stub here is not quite right. Where did it go? Let's do myself a favor, get rid of that. Oops, there we go. Here, there we go. So this actually I can just make this way. Let's try that one. Let's just make sure this makes sense. Let's do this. Python's a simple language. It can be readable by a human with no experience in Python. With Java, there's so much more. Yeah, that's definitely true. Python is way more readable up front, especially with, like, you don't need to know Python all that well to be able to figure it out. It's basically, it looks like pseudocode, right? Like what people might write in a textbook, which is definitely really nice. Yeah, but Java does not have the same property. Don't want to have to write this setup every time in Java. Public static void main string args. Yeah, it gets pretty it's pretty clunky, right? Pretty verbose. All right, let's let oh, I did this wrong. There we go. Let's do it that way. Let v be vec v, vec s. And then I don't need to do this. I can just, I think that'll work. Let's see. There we go. That is going to work just fine. Okay, so to build the fabric stub, I need to take content apart a little bit. Just writing that annoyed you? Yeah, fair enough. Ever think about having music in the background? Maybe. I don't want copyright issues going on. So I haven't really bothered all that much. I also think if people are watching, they might like to put their own music on. I know sometimes what I'll do if it's a weekend and I'm working on if I'm doing a drawing or just doing whatever and I don't have to focus all that hard, I might put a stream on and a little bit of background music at the same time. Kind of feels like I'm working in a coffee shop or something, you know? To each their own, right? But so it's crossed my mind, and I might put music on sometimes. Just find it super weird how you can do code with complete silence. That's a matter of focus, you know. So I do write code and listen to music a lot. So I do both, you know. Sometimes I want to listen to music, sometimes I don't. Simple as that. And no hat amazes you. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't always wear it. It's 2 degrees Celsius right now. It's really warm. Lo-fi music, yeah, that's the stuff. That's the good stuff. I mean, I'll listen to whatever, but when I'm working, so I have this playlist of songs that I have on my Spotify that are just, I use them at the gym. I use them while I'm running. They're just songs I listen to a lot. So they're really easy to tune out because I've basically memorized them. And I'll often listen to music while I work that I know really well. 2 degrees is warm. I mean, compared to what it was prior. So last night it got to -6. It's probably even warmer than 2 degrees because the sun's shining in, so it warms up, you know. It's just not that cold. I don't feel that cold right now, is the moral of the story. It's all relative. It's 10 here and you feel everything. I would be saying, so if it were the middle of the summer and it were suddenly 2 degrees, I'd say it's really cold. It's only 2 degrees. But it's relative, you know. I got used to how cold it felt and then it warmed up from there. So it feels way warmer by comparison. That's all. That's all it is. All right, so if I make the fabrics be leggings and trousers or pants, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm wearing, so it's the long sleeve. I've got my my sweatpants on, my track pants, whatever they're called, track trousers. I don't think that's what you guys call it, track trousers. My runners. Runners are shoes, I think. Let's see. I want to split. Is the gym open in Canada? It's close in Ireland. The gyms are. I don't go to the gyms anymore. I built my own set of gym equipment with my brother, and we have access to a welding shop with a spare room in the back. We call it the bunker gym. And we welded together our own frame for lifting and stuff like that, and we go there and we work out at the bunker. So we built our own gym. So that's what I do. Sounds class. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm trying to think if I actually could pull up a picture easy. Give me 1 second. I actually just got an important message. I need to, my real life keeps creeping in. I gotta answer these questions. Let's see here. What's the date today? All right, let's see. You and your dad built a pull-up bar in your back garden. It's hard to use it when it rains, so like every day. Bummer. Got to build an awning over it, you know? Work out in the pouring rain and you stay nice and dry. What is this real life I speak of? Who's that? What's that like? What's real life like? It's a mess, I tell you. A big old mess, but I love it. I'm actually going to see if I can pull up a picture of this gym equipment that we built, because I like bragging about it. Okay, this is a dumb way to share it, but it's quick, so I'm gonna do it this way. All right, so here. Oh, that's horrible. Can't see that at all. Actually, is there a better way to do this? One second, there's a better way. Can you tell I don't really want to focus that hard on my work today? No, but a pull-up bar. Came here to chat instead of doing some studying. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. This is a picture of the thing we welded together. We made it modular, so there's two cross beams. There's a pull-up bar cross beam and two like rectangles on the sides. That's what we made. It's upside down, but I mean that's it's the CAD drawing for it, nice and simple. And we bought some 1-inch steel plate, and we calculated I calculated the volume and the mass so that we could cut our own 45-pound plates. Looks professional. Well, I'm a professional designer. Well, I guess I was a professional designer. Now I'm a professional whatever I'm doing. And yeah, so I know how to do all that CAD stuff. I make money doing that from time to time. So I guess that counts as professional. Full-time streamer. Part-time streamer. Full-time trying to make money with code and design. You said you can do muscle ups? That's cool. I can't do muscle ups yet, actually. I have to use a band to do so I can do muscle ups with a band, and I'm been working my way down in the band assists. Oh man, I wish I could. I'm just scrolling through, seeing if there's any other clean pictures of our gym. So this is us working out in the gym. That's the bunker. It's not very big, but we've got a few bits of equipment there. Weakness disgusts you? I didn't say I was weak. I'm not weak. It just can't do a muscle up yet. I take practice, practice and patience. I have, they're not hung up now. Yeah, I can't do one yet. I will eventually. It is on my, fitness goals for the year. I have loose fitness goals. I don't set out for very specific things. What I want to do is try gain a little bit of muscle mass, which is hard enough. I'm already thin, and I can't, it's so hard to eat enough food. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. Yeah, 2 to 3 months trying to learn it. Yeah, that was super tough. I don't doubt it. So I can do sets of, I can do weighted pull-ups. I think the last time I did it, I did 5 sets of 5 with 20-pound weight addition for my pull-up. And that's pretty tough to do, but I can do those. But that's that's quite difficult. At least it was for me. But that doesn't transfer over to your ability to do a muscle up, right? Like, it's quite a dynamic move compared to a pull-up. Took you 3 weeks to relearn after a bit of a break. Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, things, unfortunately, you lose what you don't use it, you lose it. Although you get it back quicker, which is nice. Okay, so let's let the fabrics be, well, let's do, okay, so I take some key and string. Yeah, muscle ups are a whole different ball game. Totally. It'll be fun to learn them. You're always more interested in calisthenics. One muscle up with 15 kilogram weight around you. Wow, that's intense. That's cool. That's pretty heavy. Yeah, calisthenics is a lot of fun. It's another thing. I've been doing more weightlifting, so calisthenics would be newer for me. Something I do want to get into more. You weighed 85, so technically 100 kilogram muscle up. That's pretty crazy. It's something to be proud of for sure. Okay, so this string is going to look a little bit like this. So I want to string split on the reg X. That actually worked, kinda. Map string trim. Yeah, let's stick with that. So here I can just do string, split the string using this map trim. See if that works. Oh, excuse me. Let's say map paragraph to fabric over content of fabric. Hey, that more or less worked. Now you're between 78 and 82. 92 is the highest with lockdown. The highest weight was 92, and the lockdown and diet fixed that. Yeah, I can imagine that. When lockdown started, you were 75. That's quite the fluctuation. I'm gonna switch this scene back now, by the way. I realized that it wasn't set up. That's quite the fluctuation, I guess. Yeah. I stay way more like plus 2 pounds, minus 2 pounds. So plus 1 kilogram, minus 1 kilogram kind of thing. But yeah, lockdown makes a huge difference, right? You know, if you can't go out as much, And if you don't eat a bunch, if you're a little bit careful with your diet, you could see your weight drop pretty significantly. As long as you're aware and relatively healthy, that all seems pretty fine to me. I'm not a doctor, of course, so, you know, take everything with a hefty pinch of salt. Okay, so I have that. I want to do random color. And it's just going to be string RGB. Oop. 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 There we go. That'll work. Yep. So here we do rand int 255, 256, I think. Oop. I think that's kind of acceptable. It's a little weird, but not a huge problem, really. So now I want to interpose rand color. Yeah. And then vec. I don't know. Oop. Don't know if this is gonna work. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, right, because, well, actually, I don't know why. I'll be right back, though. Gotta. 165 was your lowest, 202 was your highest, 178 could go 170-ish. Yeah, sounds good. I'm not that heavy. I'm pretty small. I'm 150 pounds, but a lot of my friends, they're taller than me and stuff like that. The weight range you're talking about is completely normal. But I'm really thin, so I'll be right back. Gotta head to the washroom. All right, let's see if I can actually tackle this a little bit better. The reason this didn't work is what? I forget. Yeah, okay, so this oh, here, this is why. Right, so this is actually I should let's swap this around like this. String split. Gotta thread it into here. Trim it, interpose that, and then run it through a vec, and that should, whoop, not at all what I meant to do. There. That should, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. So using that setup, I basically generated this, the similar list here, which can be run through the functions automatically. So that is pretty nice. So if I let fabrics be fabrics stub, where I pass in the result of map paragraph to fabric of content, that is all of the fabrics, which is good. This is maybe a problem in situations where there's additional notes inside the fabric requirements section, but for this particular thing, I think it'll be okay. Shouldn't be a huge problem. So now, so I have something that builds this, that's okay. These actually can be put into this stub here without any real issue. Oh, I actually have there's maybe a solution to this. So if I take content, content from the fabric map, I can partition by the string contains, includes, the string includes the substring, that dash. Oop, that is not at all what it's not a complete function there. Content fabric. I think that I can make that work. Let's change this around just a bit though. Let's do another thread macro, my favorite thing. Pretty much my favorite thing. So filter with the predicate string / includes. String include, oh no, wait, that doesn't matter. Okay, that is the fabrics bit there. This is gone. All right, now Yeah, that should be okay. Fabrics, and then notes is just filter content through the same thing, except it's just the complement. Do I want to do it that way? It should work. I'll just do not. Which is, this is quite weak actually, because it's very easy to have a situation where you could have a paragraph that does indeed have this character in it. Like for example, you see it right here. Right, like that is not. Yeah, so it's a pretty weak way to check if I don't know how to solve that yet. I'll leave it there for the time being, but I need to leave a comment here. The method of checking if a paragraph is part of the fabrics, i.e. in the table, is brittle and won't work if any note paragraphs have in them, which is easily possible. There we go. Always good to, at the very least, leave little warnings to yourself for where to fix things up later, because this is going to break, and I don't know, I don't have a solution for it yet, so this will work in some cases, but not all. Maybe it's bad to have it in there at all, you know? I won't worry about it too much right now. So I don't know if I'm doing this in a very clean way. That's the thing. This is the readability, or it'll work. It's just not really what I was originally hoping. I'll definitely have to improve my method at some point. But that should work. Oops. I can actually just do this. Nope, I can't. There we go. There we go. All right. Should move on to my 3D modeling soon. but I want to get something going on this. Something at least that it'll at least output something. So using those two things, I can build out the rest of this stub pretty well anyway. Should be fine. Actually, let's see if this will work. I don't know about that. Let's try this. Let's try it. So here I want to put in fabrics, and here I want to put in this stub as is, basically. It's confusing to read, but I'm going to stick with it for now. That's the stub there. There's also this one. Okay, so the fabrics, then the fabric requirement rows, then fabric styles, then fabric notes, then the component, well, let's just do it the silly way. Fabric requirements. I will have to see if this is actually going to work, but we'll start with it. Fabric requirements like this. Just doing some extremely rudimentary templating, basically. The symbol that goes here will be fabric requirement rows. And here we do maps to table. Oh, this is wrong. This should actually be not there. Maps to table. I have to change this up. Well, I want to change it up. To make a fabric table, you have to do map make fabric row to fabrics, and then you have to do maps to table of that. So let's make that readable. You take fabrics, yeah. Map make fabric row, then maps to table of that. Okay. Confusing perhaps, hard to follow, probably. But I think this might work. I'll have to see. We'll have to see. Then notes, and now the actual component that will all get rendered. You have fabric requirements header. Then you've got the table, and then you have the notes. Oh wait, that's not quite accurate. I should also have, where do the styles end up? Those should really be kind of wedged in up here. Fabric styles. All right, let's see if this will actually do do my evil bidding. Oop. Come on, there. All right, so we've got fabric is the fabric requirements segment. I should, if this works, be able to pass it right into build segment, and it should render out. Oop, there we go. Nothing. Wrong number of arguments. 2 passed to paragraph to fabric. Why would that happen? Let's have a little look. See here. Fabric. Oh, this is wrong. Let's try that. Try again. Hey. So it kind of worked, except that technically we've got, so I have a vector of def statements. Is that actually what I need to have there? Let me think about that for a moment. I kind of want to, I mean, yeah, I guess so. That could work. It's a little ugly, but it should work okay. Kind of what needs to happen after this is apply string to that sequence, but I have to interpose a double new line into that result. That gets me this string of code, which I can spit to some file. And now if I open that, it's valid code. The only problem is it's kind of formatted poorly. Like there's no indentation. Like it's hard to read, but it should all work, right? I should be able to pull that into the project and have all the proper symbols defined. What's poppin'? You came back? I'm just talking to myself about the code generation steps I've got here, trying to work it out in a way that actually makes sense. So actually, now that I think about this, if I just do this, I can map cat everything. What time do I wake up at? What time do I go to sleep? I mean, it's a little bit variable, but I try to be up at 5:30 a.m. and I try to go to sleep at 10:30. So sometimes, like on the weekends, I might sleep until 8. But I usually try to be up pretty early. 5:30. Sometimes it's 6. Sometimes it's 6:30. It depends. I don't have a crazy tight schedule, but I like to be awake a lot to get to the day, you know? Hold up, why? I don't know. I usually feel well rested and I like to be awake. Why so early? The mornings are nice and quiet and I can focus a lot. I like working in the morning. There's no other real reason. I just feel nice and calm and able to focus when I wake up in the morning like that. It also feels really nice. Sometimes I go on a run in the morning. It's a really nice way to start the day. You already got fitness underway. It's nice. It's super crazy. Yeah, so not everyone likes that. I know plenty of people who sleep in quite a bit but stay up rather late, and they swear by that as well. Everyone's a little bit different. I'm just used to waking up early, even if it's cold or raining. You mean going on a run? I try to, but some days, I'll admit, some days it's like, I don't want to. So not every day, but if it's cold and if it's snowing a little bit, I'll go on a run. If it's raining, I usually don't, unless it's just barely raining. The rain is worse than some snow for running. Okay. What did I just do here? Oh yeah, this should still work. That should still work. Oh, I love Ireland. Now that you're thinking of it, you should do that. Usually do 12 to 7. You sleep 12 to 7, you mean? Midnight to 7? Could do 10 to 5. I mean, you know, don't change your habits if they're working for you, right? 12 to 7 is perfectly normal too. I think that's fine. I mean, if anything, maybe go to bed like half an hour earlier, just so you got that half hour of extra little bit of sleep. You like waking up early? Yeah, I like it too, as you could tell. All right, I'm gonna skip making this part. I do want to build out a little bit of workflow on this one so that I have at least some kind of output from the script. I'll see if it actually works the way I would want, and then I can tweak it further from there. So the thing I want to run, the order of things that I want to do when I run the script on a file is create. Yeah, that's right. Then I want to pre-process, which is this. Then after that, let's see here. You go to sleep at 11 but fall asleep at 12. Spend an hour on your phone. In the morning you're kind of the same, but your dad gets up the second his alarm rings. You know what the difference is, right? I'm sure your dad doesn't go to bed with his phone, and if he does, he leaves it on the nightstand or something. I used to do the same. The trick is I do not, it's not true right now. Right now I do because I'm being a lazy butt. But when I really don't like my morning and evening habits, I make sure I leave my phone out of my bedroom. Or if I need it for the alarm, I put it on the nightstand far away so that I go to sleep right away. If the phone is the last thing you touch at night and the first thing you look at in the morning, it might be worth considering slowly changing those habits. Not because phones are bad, although I kind of think phones are bad for many different reasons. None of them anyone's fault except maybe rich tech companies. It's worth considering changing how you use your phone. Get up and walk to turn the phone off. Yeah. But that's not like a big deal, you know? You'll get to sleep faster if you're not using your phone in bed, and you'll feel calm if you don't look at social media first thing in the morning, or whatever you do on the phone. It might not be social media, but I understand the patterns. Like, it's easy to get into that pattern, but just consider changing it if it's affecting you, right? Phones are amazing. People use them in the wrong way. That's true. And I think the reason people use them in the wrong way is not necessarily because individuals are bad, but because phones have turned into these advertising devices and kind of, I don't know. I think the, major tech companies have a lot of answering to do for how users use their phones now. But that's a whole other topic. I don't have anything smart to say about it right now. I'm too tired to say anything intelligent about it. So I want to run this pre-process, but I do need to run... Okay, so this generate figures file, here's what I'm going to do. It's going to be side effecty, but it's also going to return the sequence, so I can just sneak it right in here. That should work, actually. In fact, actually, yeah, that actually should work. And then segment. Generate doc file. It's amazing how a music player, camera, radio are all in one. Yeah, I mean, like, the pure tech side of it is astounding. I agree completely. It's fantastic. But I think it's a real shame that it's been so closely tied to privacy invasion, data manipulation, and attention seeking, right? Like, every app is designed to grab your attention. And I don't think it's not really like good for people, right? It's good for companies, and that's a shame in my opinion. Okay, so I generate a doc file there. I take in the sequence. I don't need to do figure list. I actually want to do okay, let's see if I can make this thing work for me. That's a thing. That's done. But here I have to change this up. Here I actually have to do map cat. Once I've segmented everything, I want to run build segment on each segment, then interpose that and apply string to that and spit the result out to the doc. Return this sequence and be done. Okay, let's see if I can make this do something useful for me. Last thing to do, I have to go to the namespace here and pop this back in. Here is the moment of truth. If I move HTE into customer data, if everything works, this should generate two files, a doc.cljc and figures.cljc. I don't think it'll work. I think I might have made a mistake somewhere, but we'll see what happens. Your friend's always going on about data stealing and selling the information. Well, so your friend, it might sound a little crazy, but it is a legitimate thing to be concerned about. It's not that, like, it's not necessarily that all the companies know your name specifically, but it is user number 3,400 blah, 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 regularly does all of these things. And, you know, you might feel like you have nothing to hide or anything like that, but you know, you don't technically have anything to hide when you go into the bathroom, right? But that doesn't mean we shouldn't put doors and locks on bathrooms. People like privacy, and privacy should be respected, right? That's how I feel, anyway. And it's just so easy that your privacy, even without your consent, really, it just disappears over time. You know, as phones listen with their microphones, as their, you know, cameras are everywhere and all that stuff. It's something to pay attention to at the very least, I think. Okay, let's try to run this. Let's see what breaks. You know what? I actually think it worked. That's insanity. Okay, so it made a doc file and it made a figures file. Wow, that is pretty wild. I feel like you're missing the actual point I was making there, Cobra. I was using that as an example of when privacy is actually important, even when there's nothing to technically be ashamed of. I mean, unless you're making a mess. Maybe that is something to be a little concerned about. Man, I'm hilarious. You know what? I'm not sure it counts when you call yourself hilarious. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Here I am trying to make a valid point and you're just making jokes. Can't share anything with the chat, eh? That's all good. Okay. I'm actually pretty amazed that this generated valid doc files. Let's just open one up here and see what it looks like. I mean, things are looking pretty good. Oh. It's not perfect yet. This is empty, which is fine, but this is the wrong word here. But those are things I can work on after the fact. Oh, oops. I'm gonna see if I can switch gears a little bit here to a bit of design file work now. Let's see here. If I believe in myself, it's all I need in life. Ego and self-confidence are through the roof. If you don't love yourself, who will? I mean, loving yourself is a good thing. And self-confidence and self-assuredness are definitely positives. But, you know, other people can love you too. It's possible that other people will love you. Nothing wrong with self-confidence. I'm just bugging you. I'm just bugging you. Da 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 da. All right, let's get this watcher working. Okay, I think something's going there. Let's do open as CAD. Let's open the recent file. Hopefully it's the right file. Whoop. Yes, it is. All right. So I did some basic measurements here. I need to make these bins with where's the design file? There we go. With these dimensions here. 40 by 20 by 14. Let's see what that looks like. It's pretty big, but that should be totally fine. And while I'm at it, let's close off the rest of the edges, you know, put the left, front, and top sides on there. And then get to modifying this for a new little addition I had. I need to be able to modularize these boxes a little bit. So my idea is each of these is going to have enough containers and slots and stuff like that to properly organize all the stuff I need to move. But I'll need things like handles to sit on the sides. I'll need a way to take it all apart, put it all back together in a sort of modular fashion. So the basic idea I had was kind of to make a grid of holes that I can put like a T-nut through them and bolt everything together and take it all apart and just have a few kind of metal accessories that go on there. Amazing how I fit all that onto one monitor. Yeah, it's a little bit cramped. Like when I'm not streaming, I will excuse me. Well, actually that's not lately I've only been using one monitor. I do love using a dual monitor setup, but for streaming it's nice to put everything on one screen so that people who are watching can see everything, right? I do have a second monitor and I do use it like if I had everything I wanted, right? This 3D model render would be on the second monitor or off to the side or above so that I can just glance at it without having it cramp up all my space here. But when you're editing text, a lot of the time you don't need a crazy amount of space. I mean, obviously this is not particularly usable here. This browser is a little too small right now. I should close it. I don't need it right now, but I want to leave it there in case I do need it. But yeah, I mostly have this all set up this way for streaming purposes. You struggle to fit a terminal in Chrome, and I've got 6 different apps here. So there's a concept, tiling window managers, that can make this a little bit easier. And if you're on Ubuntu, there are ways to set it up. Let's see if there's a GIF with an example. So see here, this instead of your windows just being, it looks more professional. Yeah, you said you were on Ubuntu. You switched, I think it was on Tuesday. These tiling window managers will help you. So on Mac, it's not working perfectly, but if I resize this window, the other windows automatically will fill up the space. So I don't have to, like, it's relatively easy for me to adjust the windows to fit because they'll automatically fill the space. They'll tile themselves onto the screen for me instead of like in Windows, unless you do the snap to sides thing, they're free floating windows and they can get all messy. Okay, let's add the left panel to this now. Where am I at here? Yeah. Just call it bin instead, maybe. P2. Yeah. Zero. How did you do that resizing on Ubuntu? I'm not sure I understand your question specifically. Do you mean like, so I'm using Mac OS. I'm not on Ubuntu right now, but do your research on this because they can be kind of weird to install, but tiling window managers, You can't go wrong with i3. I've used i3 before on Ubuntu. If you figure out how to install i3, you can get the same kind of effect that I've got. What else have I used? I've used Xmonad before, but i3 was a little easier for me to install. No, i5 and i7 is the Intel processor. i3 is the name. If you search i3 tiling window manager, you can read up on it, and you'll be able to figure out how to install it. I won't be able to give detailed instructions on my stream here. You'll have to explore that one on your own. But the general term, tiling window managers are different than floating window managers. Floating window managers are like the default one on Ubuntu and the way that Windows work on a Windows installation. Those are floating windows because you can move it around the screen and leave it. A tiling window manager will always snap to the edges and fill the space of your screen and automatically kind of resize your windows for you like that. So they're quite different, but they're helpful for filling your screen space and being efficient with things. And once you get to be even more pro than I am, I'm not very pro. I resize with the mouse still. You can resize things with keyboard shortcuts and all kinds of stuff. Oop. My Mac OS install isn't all that special. Let's just do this. H plus T. Oop. There's that. And then now let's do P2. Oop. Come on. There. Oop, I saved the wrong thing. There we go, kind of. Oh, I have to change something there. Can a tiling window manager be the same as a floating manager? I mean, you can use, there are window managers that you can make them do things both ways. So you can have things where you turn tiling on and off. I think i3 does let you do that. I have to flip this panel around. Neat. All right, one more panel to go. I have to move this along the y-axis this way, then I have to flip it this way. Hey, look at that. All right, that's the very basic setup so far. Be right back, getting some water. Might have to go soon. Want to get up at 5, make that your morning routine. All right. Hey, if you got to go, you got to go. No problem. Don't stress if you don't wake up at 5, by the way. It's not a big deal. You do what works for you, right? So if this is the basic shape, I need a way to attach handles to this, right? So I need a handle. What other tricks should I know on Ubuntu? I'm trying to think if there's anything quick. You should learn. This is related to handling terminal elements and stuff like that. You should read up on piping. So, for example, if I say echo, it just prints something into my terminal. Now, if I want to pipe that into a file, right? So you can do different things like this. And then if I open hi.txt, vim hi, it has the word hi in there. So this is a full sentence, blah, 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 blah. And I want to put that into hi.txt. Oh, I have to put it in quotes, I would imagine. Oh, cancel. I've ruined it. See that? All that weird stuff I typed ended up in the file. So, yeah, if you look up, so the pipe character is this, the vertical bar. Oops. Yeah, control left arrow doesn't work in this terminal setup. I don't know why. Anyway. Yeah, so look up things like pipe, these symbols. There's other ones that I can't think of right now. Basically, what's the... See, so this here, right, is a really confusing looking thing. Oh yeah, learn maybe a little bit of, there's little tools called, there's like awk, there's grep, there's sed. There's a bunch of like really useful small terminal programs that are really nice to know, and you can string together the different programs and run them in terminal to do a lot of crazy different things. It's hard to come up with specifics, but these are the kind of things that you'll learn over time as well. Yeah, I learned makedir yesterday. Yeah, so I mean, then if you want to take it slow, don't worry about any new tricks and secrets. If you want to do the window manager, that'll take you a while to figure out anyway, so don't, I don't know, maybe focus on that for a while if you want to do that. Most important thing is to figure out, little projects and things that you want to achieve, and then find ways to figure out how to do it. And you'll learn little tricks along the way. I can't think of any specifically to tell you, unfortunately. want to let this panel grid space, let's make it 2 inches. Yeah. And here I want to try difference between all this, and let's do oh, that's the opposite of what I expected. 9 hours of sleep is best according to studies. You sleep for 8 hours and feel like dirt. Your best is 7. Well, so I think those studies are all like, you know, the average person is like 8 or 9, whatever. But yeah, if you as an individual find 7 works and you feel great, then 7 is the right amount. 9 might be important for other people. Less and more, it depends on the person and depends on a lot of circumstances. If you feel good with 7, I do too, by the way, then 7's fine. I wouldn't worry too much about it. But those studies are like, you know, when it comes to human behaviors and stuff like that, the best thing you can do is get kind of a picture of averages, right? You know, the average person is a certain height, but that doesn't mean it's good or bad to be a different height, right? Like, it's completely irrelevant to a specific person. It's just a rough indicator, you know, that you're roughly lined up with averages that other people have. It doesn't mean sleeping for 7 hours is bad. It doesn't mean sleeping for 9 is bad. It means you have to pay attention to your own body's needs and know yourself and know when to go to the doctor, right? If 7's the best for you, then you stick with that. There's nothing wrong with it. You're going to go to sleep? All right, Cobra, have a good one, okay? Thanks for joining in the chat. Thanks for asking questions. It's always entertaining. It's always fun. I'm glad I can try to help, even if I can't always help you directly. And I assume I'll see you around. 2 alarms, 5 and 5:30. Yeah, give it a try. And if you hate it, it's not my fault. It's a good experiment, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What's the... It's Mike's fault. Man, he's not even here today. You're throwing some serious shade. Oh, Cobra. Cobra. Go get some sleep, okay? What happened? Oh, weird. You'll ask more program questions soon, though. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Working on UML class diagrams and starting a new Java project. Oh boy. I don't know how much help I can be. See how you do them along with trying to do Python? Cool, sounds good. I'll help where I can, and I'll be honest when I can't help. How about that? It's better to be honest with that than to try and lie my way through something I don't understand. Oh, how do I do this again? I think Is it like this? I don't think that's right, but we'll see. No. Yeah, take care. Have a good one. I'll see you later. I forget how to do that part. Let's see. Let's go here. Gotta get going in about 10 minutes. That seems good. Oh, wait. Is there doc? I think not. Ah, that's okay. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'll try it. Doesn't quite seem to be, but I wonder if I have to do that in like a global scope, not just there. Then I need to see the code editor, please. Oh man, this is a lot of code. Oh, I guess, yeah, I see why. I don't remember how to do this. Oh, there we go. That is how that works. Okay, so what's the deal? Ooh, where'd it go? I wonder, maybe I can't do this. I have to do this. Come on. That's not working. Well, okay. I don't know how that works, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore right now. Okay. Next thing to build is a bit of a handle. So let's define tube. I think that'll work. And then here we do tube takes some cross section and some height. So you just do extrude. Oh boy, that's not good. Extrude linear. I don't know if this will work. No, it does not. Let's try round XS just to see if that'll render something. Okay, that works at least. Kinda anyway. Okay, so that's good. Extrude linear. Is that gonna work? Tube. Doesn't work. I guess that doesn't work. Nope. Oh, I'm editing the wrong part of this. That's not right there. That's supposed to be like this. Nope. Alright, I gotta go soon, but I want to try figure this out. Nope. Extrude linear height H. Hey, there we go. That's closer to what I was thinking. Cool. Right, so this tube, what I actually want it to be is 1 by 0.65. Well, oh, that's the thickness. This is wrong. Thickness. So the difference should actually be OR IR, but let IR be OR minus thickness. There we go. That's more like it. I need some way to make this not look ridiculously low poly. But that's gonna have to be for another day. It's basically time for me to go. I've got things to do, people to see. Yeah. All right, that's enough dilly-dallying. I have to get going. Thanks anyone who has tuned in and participated in chat. Anyone who's tuned in and just watched, that's great too. Anyone who's watching this on a VOD or something like that, please consider sending me messages through whatever platform makes sense, and give me feedback, or what kind of programming stuff you'd like to see, things that are working well, things that aren't, anything like that. Feedback is important. I want to grow the channel. I want things to improve, and you can be part of that. So yeah, just consider that. That's all. Thanks for tuning in and have a good day. I will be back later.